Hello everyone, welcome back to SAT Math. Today I'll be going over the week 1, part 1 lecture. There'll be another one posted most likely Wednesday, and if I get it done early enough, tomorrow. But for now, we'll be going into the first unit, and that is linear equations in one variable. I will be going over the most difficult questions in the section, and most of them are conceptual, and they are questions I have covered before, some of them anyway. For example, this one, tent rental costs. This event requires a minimum 3-day rental and charges a flat fee of $1,399, which includes delivery and setup plus the first 3 days of rental. There's an additional charge of $189 per day for all subsequent rental days. So when we go to solving this question, we have to keep in mind that we have a flat fee that includes 3 days already. So we only have to pay that $189 for 4 days. So when looking at the problem with that 4-day extra charge, we end up with $2,155. And what you might notice is that there's only one question option with 2,155. That is this one here. That is because that X makes it so that we include that 1 week rental, and it describes that week-long rental because we don't have to include the first 3 days, which are already included in that flat fee of $1,399. Okay, moving on to elevation of a downhill skier. A downhill skier steps off a ski lift at an altitude of 2,200 meters, and he skis down a slope that drops 5 meters for every 100 meters. The skier maintains a horizontal speed of 10 meters per second, which expression below describes the skier's elevation t seconds after starting to ski down the slope. Okay, so with a question like this, you don't have to, but I would recommend drawing. So we just have this skier here that is 2,200 meters up, and they go down the slope 5 meters for every 100 meters. They also go that speed at 10 meters per second. So we're trying to figure out the skier's elevation t seconds after starting to ski down the slope. So we have to keep in mind that we are using t seconds, and that again, we're going down at a horizontal speed of 10 t meters down the hill. So in order to figure out the location that we're at for t seconds, which can be, any seconds after the skier starts going down, we have to multiply the downwards slope and the speed that they're going, and we'll get 0.5 t. So our answer here will be 2,200 minus 0.5 t, because that is the answer we look for when we look for the skier's elevation. So we're trying to figure out how much they go down for every, t seconds, and we can figure that out by multiplying that downward slope and the speed that they're moving at. Okay, this next question is pretty much the same. They are at a mountain bike trail 1,500 meters up, and they descend 3.5 meters every 100 meters, and their speed is 7 meters per second. So again, same logic for the question before. We move down 3.5 meters for every horizontal 100 meters, and we move at a speed of 7 meters per second. Again, you just multiply them, and you'll subtract from the elevation. Okay, we have house cleaning employees here. Mandatory background checks for employees at a house cleaning business cost the business $180 for each new employee. The business charges $45 an hour to send a single employee to clean the house and pays the employee $15 an hour. Given this situation, what is the best interpretation of the number 6 in the equation above? Okay, so there's a lot of information here that we have to look for, and we might notice that the customer pays $45 an hour. The employees paid $15 an hour. So there's a net profit of $30 an hour. So, and we have to remember it costs $180 to hire a new employee. So 6 hours is the number of hours a new employee must work to make the company profit. So that is what this 6 represents here, and we can tell based on this formula. So again, we have X, which is the number of hours they work, which is 45 minus 15, and we have to make that 6. Okay, time to refuel. A delivery truck has a gas tank that holds 30 gallons. The truck's average fuel economy for highway driving is 15 miles per gallon, and the truck drives several hundred miles per day on highways at an average speed of 60 miles per hour. The equation above represents the time t in hours it will take the truck to use a tank of gas. What does 4 represent in the equation? So we have 4 times t hours that will fully use 30 gallons of the truck's gas tank. So again, we have a lot of information here, and we have to just remember that there are 30 total gallons and there's 4 t hours. We have to find out what that 4 means. So we're given the miles per hour and the miles per gallon. So if we multiply those, and we actually, or rather, divide the 60 miles per hour by the 15 miles per gallon, we'll end up with 4 gallons per hour, which is actually the ratio of speed and over fuel efficiency, which is what we find here as 4. Okay, the next 2 are pretty similar. This one says A is a constant. If no value of X satisfies the equation, what is the value of A? So again, we have to find X that has no solutions based on that A constant. So what we do is we just have to try and isolate X. So we have our equation here. We just, distribute the parentheses, and then we combine our like terms, and then we try and isolating that X. So we'll move the 10 over, the plus 10 to the right side. So we'll end up with 4ax equals 8x minus 20. Again, we want to isolate x as much as possible, so we'll actually move that 8x to the left side, and we'll end up with 4ax minus 8x equals negative 20. We can factor out 4x from 4ax minus 8x, and you'll end up with 4x times, parentheses, a minus 2 equals negative 20. So what we can do here is that we can just divide everything being multiplied to x, which in this case is that 4 times a minus 2. And again, we're looking for a value of a where no value of x satisfies this equation. And this x is the only solution here, meaning we have to make a be a number that will make this equation equaling x undefined, which in this case will be a equals 2, because anything divided by 0 is undefined and not a solution. Okay, and for this last question, same thing as before. We have no value of x satisfies this equation, and we have to find a again, same thing as before. So again, we'll just distribute our parentheses, and then we'll combine like terms. Here, we'll move that 7 over to the right side. I'm just simplifying it for us like we did before. So we'll end up with 5ax minus 5x equals negative 6. And again, we can just factor out that 5x. You'll end up with a minus 1. And again, same thing here. You'll just have a minus 1 be that value where no solution or no value of x will satisfy this equation. Because again, we'll end up with negative 6 over 5 times a minus 1. Same logic as before. Same method of solving. And a equal 1 will be our solution. That is it for today. There will be part 2 released later this week. If you guys like this video, please like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, please leave